Hello, and welcome to episode 64 of the Sunday League Pundit Show. We are in slightly different surroundings this week because we're in the house, not in the gym / shed /
gym thing, shed thing,
doghouse. We're actually in the house. We're watching the Tamworth versus Tottenham game, which is almost at half time actually. So we're going to sort of, the first half is going to be a bit of a watch along with their second half when it kicks off.
I was going to say, bit of a watch along. There's 1 minute 30 to go.
Well, I'm in the second half. So, to start episode 64, do we have a Jim Jam, the Statman Stat?
Yeah, so there was one that I saw that was funny. That was basically Ryan Giggs could give every single member of the Arsenal starting 11 one of his Premier League trophies, and he'd still have more.
The thing is Giggs could give every single member of the Arsenal team a Premier League trophy, and Mikel Arteta would still find a way to lose them.
Yeah.
So it'd be a waste of time, really, wouldn't it?
It would indeed.
It'd be an absolute waste of time.
But
So that is your stat for this week, is Giggs could hand out 11 Premier League trophies and then still have more than each player that he'd handed one to. Brilliant. Hello, and welcome to episode 64. Yeah, so we've got FA Cup.
I'm really excited for that.
Why?
Welcome to episode 64.
Yeah, but it's
You
like,
love the FA Cup though.
It's getting boring.
when
now.
it further on, but like we're at a point at the minute where like
You got
Tamworth
knocked
are
out last
playing.
year.
Well, we've got
point last
Arteta.
year.
He doesn't know knockout football. He can't do knockout football. Arteta is an assistant manager in charge of a Premier League team.
This
It's
is,
embarrassing.
How much he loves his manager.
It's embarrassing, the fact that he's still there. I don't know how he's still in work. I don't get it. Because he's not a manager. He's bloody useless. Anyway, that aside, let me just get some of the results out that have
This is
depressed
Well, I
me.
mean, the
Arsenal
week
fan
started
show.
with Nottingham Forest beating Wolves 3-0, and
Shock.
Gibbs White scored again and ran over
love
to
Gibbs
the
White.
crowd and put his fingers in his ears again.
I don't blame him. I think
Yeah.
Gibbs White is a fantastic footballer.
He is a very good footballer.
And I think he's 3 times the footballer that Mikel Merino is.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went out and spent big on Merino, who
This
I
is-
don't think is very good at all.
So Forest
This
are
is our
looking
professional
very
Arsenal
strong
fan.
at the moment.
Oh,
They're
the
looking
amount
good
the amount
for-
of comments I get saying you're not a real Arsenal fan. We don't want fans like you near the club. Blah 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 blah. Listen, I've supported Arsenal since 1984, probably 85 actually. So I've supported them a long time. So nobody can tell me that I shouldn't support Arsenal or I'm not supporting them the right way. Shut up. I've no interest in anything you've got to say. I've supported them for years and years and years and years and years. I will continue to support them. I just have an opinion that the current manager we have is shite. That doesn't mean I don't support Arsenal and I don't want them to win, right? Point proved. Forest 3, Wolves 0. Forest, for me, ran the game. Deserved winners.
Yeah.
And they're going to be a force this season. What was the next game? Arsenal 0, Newcastle 2. Why was it Arsenal 0, Newcastle 2?
Because Newcastle
Because it's
played
Newcastle.
with passion and they threw their bodies on the line. In
What
front
do
of the ball
Newcastle
every
have
time.
that Arsenal don't?
A striker.
Thank you. How long has Mikel Arteta been in charge of Arsenal?
5 years.
5 years. That's the dogs that are going to keep barking because we're in the house. 5 years.
Yeah.
Apparently, 5 years is not long enough to buy a striker that isn't a friend of Mikel Arteta. That's why we've got Jesus, because he's meant to be a striker, even though he's not. Although he can score. Hey, chill out.
And he's gone.
Hey.
Hey.
Okay, that was
He's
going to
back.
get way
What a
too
shame.
much.
So obviously I watched that game, and obviously me and Tin may have just slightly been digging at you before the game.
But do you remember last week on the podcast when we recorded it? What did I say last week?
I don't know. I don't listen to you.
I said Newcastle are far more likely to get to the final than Arsenal are because Mikel Arteta does not know what he's doing in knockout football. So I was right.
Yeah.
All that slagging off I got last week for saying Mikel Arteta doesn't know what he's doing, and then we go and get beat 2-0 by, quite frankly, quite a poor Newcastle. They weren't great on the day. Arsenal were far better football inside, passing it about, kept possession.
Well,
but
was
we've
it
got
22
nothing.
or 23 shots as well?
We've got nothing in the top third. Nothing.
Unfortunately, it was the ball's fault.
That
The
Wait,
ball
that
that he's used in previous rounds with any complaints, and because I've listened to the Fozcast and stuff, and they talk about the game. So as soon as a Premier League game is over, when they start training, they switch the balls and they start using the match balls from the Carabao Cup competition that they're going to do, like they do when they're playing Champions League. They swap the balls over. So they are training with the match ball that they're going to use, because they get X amount, and that's part of the kit man's job, to make sure that they're using the right equipment to prepare for a game. Now, they may only get one a day to use it, but they've still used the same ball as every other round.
Hear me out.
Yeah.
Newcastle got to play with a different ball. Oh, no, wait. They played with exactly the same fucking one.
Yeah.
What are you moaning about? Whether the ball was at fault or not, Newcastle had the same ball.
Yeah.
Or were they playing with two different footballs and I just missed that bit?
Yeah.
Stop moaning. You sound like Klopp when he said it's too windy or it's too wet. Shut up.
All I'll say is Newcastle wanted that game more. They showed more passion and wanted it.
I disagree with that. Because I think Arsenal played better football. We're just toothless. We have nothing up front. If we'd have bought Isaac, Gorkarez, Watkins, any of them in the summer, any of them, in any summer for the last 5 years, any summer for 5 years, we'd have won that game.
You probably could have signed Tony as well.
We would have won the league 2 years ago when we were 8 points clear at the beginning of March. We'd have won it last season when we were 4 points clear, or 5 points clear, or whatever it was. All we needed was a striker. Oh, and guess what? We didn't need to get rid of Ramsdale. Because Ramsdale, I still think, is a better goalkeeper than Raya. I don't think Raya's that good. And his distribution, I'm sorry, if that's why you've bought him, that shows why Mikel Arteta should not be a manager. Because his distribution, quite frankly, is okay. Sometimes he makes great passes. Sometimes he gives it straight to the opposition.
The big question is, though, how long are you going to stick with him for?
Who, Arteta?
Yeah.
I'd have got rid of him 3 years ago. So, I don't know.
What a surprise. There's the sound on your mobile again.
I don't know what you're on about. I don't know what you're on about.
Anyway.
But most other clubs probably may have given up by now.
No, most other clubs would have given up by now. Because most other clubs have ambition to win things. We don't. And the reason we don't is because we're still signing Mikel Arteta's friends. And we're still not getting anywhere. And as I've been saying for a long time, Arteta's not good enough. He's not a real manager.
I think this podcast needs renaming just to the Weekly Gooner Rant. It seems like that's what it's turning into.
That could be the name of the podcast this week.
Yeah. Weekly Gooner Rant.
The Weekly Gooner Rant. Because it's just embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
Well, we'll move on to another game.
And to be fair, I don't know why you're moaning, because you've got no ambition either. Because you've still got the biggest waste of space managing your team and all. He's got any manager that comes in, any manager, and I don't care who you manage it. If you come into a club, like your manager that you've just got rid of, when you go to a club and you go, okay, I want to play this way. Amarim, prime example. I want to play this way. Yeah, but then players aren't quite cutting it. Don't care. Want to play that way. Yeah, but that's not going to work with that set of players. Or the other one, if that doesn't work on the day, what are you going to do? Well, the same thing. Yeah, but what's your plan B?
There is no plan B.
Do plan A better.
Yeah.
Well, but plan A's not working, so give me something else. Real managers, Eddie Howe, Sean Dyche, Graham Potter, Arsene Wenger, Alex Ferguson, Jurgen Klopp, name any of them.
Using Sean Dyche is a good example right now.
He's a good...
Not the right time.
Anybody else in that Everton team, they'd be in the Championship already. Any other bloke in charge of Everton right now, they'd be in the Championship. And I know that because the 3 Everton fans that I know around here have all told me the same thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Everton fans, I just don't know them all. Only
I mean, obviously that brings us on nicely. I think that Moyes is a really good appointment for him.
I reckon it could work.
Again, a manager.
Yeah.
A real manager. I think he's great.
It's going to be interesting.
He might not play the most exciting football.
Or is it a case that you should never go back?
Well, didn't West Ham go back?
Yeah, so it
Didn't
did work for
exactly
them.
do them any harm, did
Yeah.
it? So you say never go back, but why? Didn't Mourinho go back to Chelsea at one point and still win a league title or something?
Probably.
So it does work.
Yeah.
I think that works with exes and partners. I don't think it works with football teams and managers.
Yeah.
Bear that in mind.
So-
You're only young. If you split up with someone, you split up with them. Don't go back to them. Doesn't work.
So, next thing, Ashton United beat Macclesfield in midweek, which, you know,
I
a
was
little
just going to brush
blip.
over that this week.
But there is a video out there where Macclesfield fans and the community all rallied together to clear the Mac pitch for the game yesterday.
It
what
was
an
heavy
effort. It
snow
was
as well.
covered.
That was amazing.
And they got the game on, and they won against FC United of Manchester.
They did.
If he'd have lost that game, I bet you'd have thought, I wish we hadn't bothered. We should have just called it off for snow. But no,
they
we
probably
managed to
would,
get the pitch clear, and
Somehow.
Yeah, they beat them 2-0.
I mean, playing on snow and stuff just isn't for everybody. We
No,
proved it can be done.
We did it when we went to play
Yeah.
at Macclesfield, which is in one of our, I think it's week 9 or week 10 of
Yeah.
our podcasts. We've got a video where we went up to Macclesfield because
Yeah.
our football decided to have a game at Mac, and it snowed quite heavy that day,
Yeah.
didn't it? First half was great. Come out in the second half, couldn't see the lines on the pitch. A lot of fun though.
Yeah.
But
And then the
yours
next day, I
is-
suppose that brings you on, Zach. I suppose you can tell us about the next game of the week. Yes, I know it's a shock. Disney Plus.
Oh,
Why'd you
I don't
That
know why
one.
it comes up.
Oh.
I must have clicked the advert by accident. That's the next game. So do you want to talk us through the next game,
Yeah.
which by the way was Wednesday?
Tottenham 1, Liverpool
Tottenham
0.
won!
Way shocking it. Okay.
I don't know what my daughter's doing upstairs, but it doesn't sound healthy.
Reincarnating 9/11, but okay, we'll just go past that.
So go on. Talk
Anyway,
to us about
Tottenham 1,
Wednesday.
Liverpool 0. Let's get back to the actual podcast now. I was really, really shocked at the end of this game to find out we'd actually won. But it was well deserved, I'd say. Liverpool was shocking, Tottenham were actually okay. Which is rare as a Tottenham fan to watch your team play alright. Lucas Bergvall
I
needs
saw
to be talked about way more.
parts of the game, so
Right,
Tottenham were
the
probably
Lucas
the better team.
Bergvall thing, right? Because there was a lot of controversy before he scored the winner.
Shouldn't have been sent off. First
Now-
challenge was given as a yellow. It wasn't a yellow at all.
Right, and the second one?
The second one was a yellow, and it wasn't given. So in the end, he got one yellow. Was deserved.
Have you seen it?
I've seen it.
And what's your thoughts? Same, or do you differ?
It depends what ref you've got on the day.
Yeah, it does. Or what team's playing? Because if that was Arsenal and
Southampton, they're definitely
Kavanagh.
getting a
we'd
sending
have
off.
definitely been sent off. Now, for me, the first one was nowhere near a yellow that he got booked for, and the second one was 100% a yellow.
Yeah.
So I again feel it balanced out and was eventually what it should have been anyway. But as usual, Liverpool fans will cry and moan. He should have been sent off because it's always, it's never
Yeah.
Liverpool fans' fault, and it's everyone's against them. And blah, blah, shut up.
It's been described as the most English officiated thing you'll ever see, because the wrong one was given as a booking, but the right result was still given in the end. Which
I'm not sure
honestly,
if
I
that's
don't know.
English really at the minute. I think just getting the wrong result from 3 hours worth of VAR is the English way at the moment. We are the worst country that's introduced VAR. You know.
Oh, no.
Do you know
Oh,
we
yeah,
take
without
we
doubt.
take longer to come to decisions, and we've got a higher percentage of incorrect decisions than any other nation in the free world.
Yeah.
Well, which bit of it's not free?
There's quite a few countries that are not free.
Yeah.
But for me personally, I think VAR just needs to be ditched. I know it's never going to happen,
Yeah.
but it needs to go because
I mean,
it's not fit for purpose. They're not using it correctly, and we're not getting the right results. I can accept with no VAR that sometimes decisions go against you. The
yeah.
game's quick, the ref gets it wrong. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly fine refs making mistakes.
Well,
I'm not fine
I'm
with.
not, but I'm
But it
more
happens.
happier
You've gotta
than
kinda
getting
just
it
back
wrong
it,
with
haven't you?
VAR.
I'm fine a ref making mistakes.
You do
Yeah.
have to back
Completely fine with it because he's human.
it. Exactly.
What I don't like is when it looks. Now, I'm not saying it is before anyone gets on the high horses and gets the thongs in a twist.
Too late.
Right. I'm not on about conspiracies and all that, but what I'm on about when it looks like you've taken 2 to 3 minutes over a decision and then got it clearly wrong. It looks like you're intentionally doing the wrong thing.
Which
Yeah.
also
That's
comes
what I
from
don't
another
like.
Tottenham Liverpool fixture.
That's what I don't like. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. Then I sent you a clip, didn't I? I watched a clip of Dermot Gallagher
Yeah.
reviewing
I'd already seen it before you sent
Declan
it.
Rice
Yeah.
and another, which escapes me at the minute, who
Henry
it was.
Lansbury.
Henry Lansbury.
But that was a few
Ah,
years
I've
ago,
seen this.
wasn't
Exactly the same situation, but without VAR.
it? Yeah.
Because VAR wasn't enforced when Henry Lansbury did it.
No.
So Henry Lansbury
enough.
kicks the ball away, then gets booted. The guy that boots him gets sent off.
Yeah.
Now, Rice nudges the ball away a couple of inches, gets booted, nothing happens to... Is it Veltman?
Veltman.
Nothing. And Dermot Gallagher looks at it and goes, yeah, the guy that kicks Henry Lansbury definitely deserved the red. It was aggressive, it was angry, 100% red all day long. Then he watches the Rice one and goes, yeah, I think that's about the right call. Yeah, nothing should have happened. It's the same situation. You look
He
like
does
you
it
hate
every week.
Arsenal.
Dermot is a complete and utter idiot.
Moron.
He just backs whatever decision's been made pretty
Yeah,
much. It's
just-
very rare he goes against what the
So-
PG MOL have gone for.
Another alphabet community. I mean, they just need to just be honest. Just be honest about it. You go, well, you know, he's had a bit of a shocker this week, but it happens, he's human. Fair enough. The guys in the VAR should never have a shocker. You're literally watching a video of it
footage of it. And
In
you
s-
have...
in slow-mo, which I think half the time when it comes to tackle,
Makes
slow-mo,
it look worse.
slow-mo's not a good thing.
Still clips,
Because
slow-mo.
we have challenges on a Friday that someone will slide in, wipe somebody out, but get the ball, and we're like, yeah, cool, carry on. If you watched half of them in slow-mo, they'd look like a salt.
Oh, yeah.
But the tackles are
Yeah.
absolutely fine. But I
They
bet
short
if you
time
slowed them
ramping,
down,
yeah,
they'd
I've
look
seen a few.
vicious.
It's like, for me, if you get the ball first,
You've got the ball.
you're fine. You've got the
I've just turned the volume down.
ball.
I've literally just turned the volume down.
Well, why'd you turn it back up again
I
then?
didn't.
God, you're lucky, Tim Ribs.
Oh, I'll tell you what it is. I've put it on Do Not Disturb,
Yeah.
but there's 3 people in my phone that override the Do Not Disturb. It's for when
Yeah.
I don't think anyone from work listens to this, but it's when I want to ignore work. I'll put it on Do Not Disturb.
Yeah.
But I've got you, Span, and my other half that will override the
Yeah.
Do Not Disturb, and that was my other half messaging.
Yeah.
That's what that was.
All right.
Just to explain.
Well, Tim Ribs listens to
So-
this. I'm sure he's thrilled. to
So,
know that he's not part of that.
It probably means the actual group rather than just me personally.
Yeah, the group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I meant you as
Yeah.
a podcast.
Yeah.
You are unmuted.
You're very close to being in deep trouble.
Where were we, other than me?
Right,
moaning?
I was going to bring up, so we got our next games now. So the FA Cup has started, so we had a few games on Thursday. So Cardiff beat Sheffield United 1-0.
I was quite surprised by that, actually.
yeah.
I wasn't expecting that.
There have been a few shocks this...
Fulham beat Watford 4-1.
Everton scoring 2.
And Everton won 2-0. Now, the biggest thing on that is that they were saying that Ashley Young wanted to play against his
They were
18-year-old
slating
son.
Peterborough
Yeah.
manager for that.
But the Peter manager said, why would I bring on a defender when we are chasing the game at 1-0 and we're still in it? Because Everton obviously scored their last goal in the 98th minute with a penalty. So
Yeah, but
he said it's not about nostalgia. He said if we were losing 2-0 and the game was over, he would have brought him on at some point.
Do you know what? And I'm totally with him on that.
But
I think
when they
how-
had a chance...
How can you, as a football, not you, but how can you as a footballer verbally attack the opposing manager for not playing the right players?
Yeah. I mean, he says that it says on FotMob that he's a midfielder, actually.
I mean, talk about having preferences. But
But if he didn't feel he was the right man to take him, but gave him a chance to get an equaliser in that game, then he'd done the right thing.
Well, why are you going to just play a young kid because everybody
his dad's
thinks
playing
you should?
on the other side?
Just because his dad's playing, what, you've got to play him? Or how does that work? It's just not right.
Yeah, he might be disappointed.
Right, I think what we're going to do is we're going to have a quick break.
No worries.
Because there's a lot of background noise, which I'm going to try and prevent. And then we shall come back very shortly, and we will continue to watch the second half of the Tottenham Tamworth game, which has recently kicked off again. So we shall see you very shortly. Hello, and welcome back from the break. Sorry about the end of part one. I've had to mess about and try and reduce some of the noise and stuff.
So
it gives us no warning when
we've
starting
got-
the other halves, by the way.
no, we didn't.
I just
He
click,
literally blew
I
it.
just
Never
click
get any
record
warning whatsoever.
and then just carry on. These two are like,
Yeah.
oh, we're starting then. Yeah, great.
Yeah, nice.
So, but then I do that every week, so you should be used to it by now.
Yeah.
You not so much. You're not with us every week.
So we now
Still
got to
paying.
Friday.
we
So
have got to Friday.
we had a good result with
me get my phone
Wickham
back.
winning 2-0 against Portsmouth. Ha!
Anyone would think you got something against Portsmouth?
Yeah.
Anyone
Okay.
with a brain.
Moving on. So Aston Villa versus West Ham.
Mm-hmm.
Now West Ham were looking good for it. They were 1 up
From the 9th minute.
from the 9th minute,
Boom.
and then Aston Villa had a shot that hit nobody, and it was given as a corner. Don't know if you've seen it.
I have
yes,
not.
I've seen this.
I have
Wow,
not.
you're gonna have to see it soon. We're gonna have to find.
It's one of
This
the
one.
most stonewall goal kicks you'd ever see.
Okay. Oh. I've just
And then
found the highlights. So I'm going to see if it's on the highlight. You carry
So
on.
he's
Anyway.
going to talk that. So we'll come back to that game. So we'll go through a few results yesterday while he's doing that. So Birmingham have beaten Lincoln, Wolves beat Bristol City, Blackburn beat Middlesbrough, so Darryl will be happy. Liverpool beat Accrington,
Shock.
no shock there. Leicester beat
Yeah, that was pretty obviously
QPR,
gonna happen.
Bournemouth beat West Brom, Plymouth beat Brentford, which was a bit of a surprise. It was Plymouth's first away victory of the season, so good result for them. Chelsea beat Morecambe, Exeter beat Oxford United, Brighton
That
beat
came off as a bit of a
Norwich,
shock.
Forest beat Luton, Burnley beat Reading after extra time, Stoke beat Sunderland after extra time, Leeds scraped against
Harrogate.
Harrogate 1-0.
I can't say much right now.
Man City beat Salford 8-0. Coventry, the only game that's gone to penalties so far after 1-1, and Coventry have knocked them out. And Leyton
knocked
Orient
them out.
versus Derby was postponed, so we did lose one game there. Now, Manchester City had a few messages off people saying, "Oh, have you seen Man City's lineup and stuff like that?"
Yeah,
and
kept getting that.
I'm kind of like that, going, "Okay, Ederson in goal, but he's been dropped as first team keeper since middle of December anyway." So,
Yeah, so,
so in theory, he's a backup at the moment.
Yeah.
O'Reilly, obviously not playing every week. Simpson Pussy, not every week. Ake, he's a bit of a bit part into. You probably
Yeah.
could argue that he could be one of the main ones. Nunez, he's probably a fringe player.
Yeah.
McAtee,
McAtee's a
definitely.
youth.
Gundogan, I think he's a backup into, especially if we've got De Bruyne and
I would agree.
Kovacic.
Yeah.
Grealish had a good game for him, which you'd expect against Salford anyway. 2 assists, and they gave him a penalty,
penalty.
just to get
I think
a goal.
he needed that as well. I
He
think
did
fair
need
play
it.
to him.
So he's obviously a bit part. Savino, he has been playing, but he only played first 55 minutes, so you could argue that maybe he's a starter at the moment.
Yeah, he's definitely a
Doku,
starter.
he's been a bit of a bit part.
Doku's in and out.
And
It didn't show that on the
Mubama,
highlights,
never even heard of him, but well done to him, he got a goal.
Sounds like he's come out of the Lion King, but
And obviously the substitutions they made, they just brought on a Kanji, Foden, who's not played that many minutes really, and Kovacic come on. So realistically, when I look at it, did they actually play a first team? Not really, but it just goes to show that their first team, just their second string, has some very good players in it as well.
Of course it does, but then they've got one of the most expensive sides going, so you would expect that, wouldn't you? The amount they spent. I mean, Grealish is a backup. He cost them 100 million.
Yeah.
That's like us saying that Declan Rice is a backup. He's never going to be a backup at Arsenal because we don't have the talent to stick in front of Declan Rice.
Yeah. But it's like we'll go to Liverpool and they say, oh, look what they've started. Yeah, they had Trent starting. Yeah. Kelleher, he's the backup, isn't he, over Alisson, you know. Yeah. Temiskas, he's the backup for Robertson most of the time. Endo, he's obviously just starting playing centre-back. At the moment, he came on in the cup game, so obviously they might be having some problem. And Kwanzaa, so he didn't play that. Harvey Elliott, you could say he plays a bit more Premier League, but Morton, Szoboszlai's not their first choice. He plays every now and again, but they're going more. Cravenberch more plays that role. Jota's only just come back from injury not so long ago. For him to get 90 minutes was probably a big deal. Nunes, he's not playing every week, and then
we saw why in that game.
Homnia, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he was a 16-year-old that hasn't even played a minute in the under-21s for him, but yet got a start in the FA Cup. So
that's that guy that was really good.
We had a close eye on him. We thought he was class.
I actually genuinely thought he was a real quality talent, you know.
I think they've took him from Chelsea because it seems like they weren't very happy. I mean, he was on the bench when in the League Cup against Southampton, but didn't get to come on. So at the moment, he's just playing in the under-18s for them at the moment.
What was it? Gumoa, they called him, or Ungumoa.
However it is. So we did all.
What a player, though, by the way.
But they've done all right. And then the FA Cup at the moment, we're obviously watching the Tamworth-Tottenham game. Hopefully we'll get the end result when we get there. But Tamworth are battling on still at the moment in the 67th minute at 0-0. And another game that looks to be heading towards extra time is Hull 1, Doncaster 1 at the moment. Wow. Have you now seen...
It didn't have it in the highlights.
Didn't it?
Nope. So it wasn't there.
We'll just have to talk about it anyway. We'll describe it. So it was kind of a slice shot, but it went out for a corner anyway. It didn't look like a corner from that, but obviously the official, and they scored from the resulting corner. Fabianski, it was probably a Flapianski moment. He spilled the ball out and Onana scored, and then that changed the game and Villa went on to win 2-1. But again, even if VAR was in, which it's not in operation at the moment in this round of the Cup, they couldn't have done anything anyway because they can't change corners, even though it's a blatant mistake, and it would have took them 5 seconds to realise.
Yeah.
Should VAR be in for them moments? If they can do it that quick and say, oh, you made a mistake there, that's a corner.
No, because there'd be really easy mess-ups and goal kicks would be given for corners and corners would be given
for goal
kicks if VAR was
I think VAR should be scrapped, not given more power.
Oh, here comes the big guns now. Yeah, they're taking it serious.
I think the very last thing we need to do is give VAR more power. I think we need to get rid of it. So that would be my personal first choice, would be to just scrap it, not give it more power on goal kicks and stuff.
Yeah.
I would like to point out something, actually.
Yeah.
There's a guy on Instagram, right, and his handle is Boodsbants, right, which is BOODBANTS, Boodsbants.
Yeah.
And he come up with this video. You have to be clear, don't you? Because otherwise people are not sure. But he come up with this, and I have to play this video.
It's quality, isn't it?
Because it's just brilliant. So, I think it's that one.
We know. Yeah. They sacked him. Not Tagliatelle. Cook like pasta. He was only 1 point below Spurs. Rottenham. So how is Big Ant still hopping around like a kangaroo on the touchline? What is going on? Lost the plot clue. He's still there shouting. It's who we are, mate. Maybe it's the goal difference. We'll give it a go, mate. Maybe they're comparing it to Overdraft FC. Minus Chester. I don't know, but this is his second season. We know. He always wins something in his second season. What's the dog? Lopetaglia Teddy. He's only been there, 6 months? Only just learned my way to training. Standards are different. Forgotten him. And it could actually cost Spursy, because Potter looks to be going to West Ham. Good choice. I thought he would end up at Tottenham. I think he's a good manager. Didn't really get a good chance at Chelsea. Littles. I mean, maybe he had the option of Spurs and thought, you know what? West Ham got higher standards. They won trophies more recently. And he just said, yeah, forget that. I ain't going to that dump.
Right. I absolutely love that guy. And anybody that listens to this, go and follow Boots Bants because he is hilarious. And his videos are brilliant. And they're lightning quick as well.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as the game's finished, he's got like 3 or 4 videos up about somewhere or another. He's absolutely superb.
He's quality.
And I would 100% recommend anybody go and follow the guy because he is brilliant. But yeah, he's got a point. It's like, have you got no desire? Have you got no want to go further? Because these clubs, like even Southampton, you've sacked your manager, you've got someone else and you're trying something new. West Ham, sacked the manager, got someone else and trying something new. Arsenal, Tottenham, yeah, we're all right, just not doing anything. North London just seems to be
it's
dead.
It's a London
and
problem.
they seem to be, it's a North London problem.
It's a North London
Because I
problem,
guarantee if Chelsea start failing, they will get rid of their manager.
Well, then again,
Well,
West
thing
Ham
is,
have done
though,
it
if-
as well. It's a North London thing.
I mean, it's going to be tough for them because Liverpool. It's only 1-0, and Liverpool can come back from that. But it'll be a very interesting final, being Newcastle versus Spurs.
Yeah, because of how long.
But for both teams, it'll be massive.
It will. I mean, it'd be an easy win for Newcastle. But, I mean, it would be an interesting final.
But if Spurs win that, is
It's
there a
not gonna
problem
happen.
with Ange then?
I mean, first and foremost, they're not getting to the final. And secondly, if by some absolute miracle all the Liverpool players happen to die in the next couple of days and Spurs did go through,
But
they're not
again,
then beating
we
Newcastle.
Might have players back. We might have players back by the time we play
Yeah,
Newcastle.
but your players are garbage. So, like, whether they come back or not is irrelevant.
The good players might be back. The actual centre-backs might be back. Instead of playing that Dragusin.
Wait, Spurs have got good players. What?
Shockingly enough,
Why have you never played them before?
Dragusin's not our main centre-back for some reason.
I
reason.
don't think Spurs will get to the final. I don't think Arsenal will get to the final. I think it will be Liverpool, Newcastle, and I think
I hate both.
I call it now. I think Newcastle will win it. I don't think it'll be tight,
Really.
but I think Newcastle will win it
I hope Newcastle win it.
because
Well, actually, you hope Arsenal win it and actually pull the finger out.
there's
in
not a
the
chance.
next-
Not while Arteta's there. It's not happening. There's no point in even dreaming. Arteta's just not got what it takes.
The thing is, though, it's
not
not,
gonna happen.
like you played the kids or anything. You took that game
Serious.
serious.
I will be amazed if we get past Man United today. And Man United are garbage.
It'll be interesting to see how. I mean, the starting lineup should be out now for that game. To be fair,
My phone's on charge, so we'll let these two do the hard work.
you'd
Why
have
is your
thought
phone in charge?
Well, because it
'cause he
needs a
wants
bloody
to
charge.
I mean, that's
It's all them
pretty.
videos he's watching. Oh, his kids
Oh.
today just sitting on bloody...
Although
Although I'm saying that, and I've literally just played a bloody Instagram video because I like that guy, because I think he's great. So I probably shouldn't complain. Yeah, the lineup is out.
you got the Arsenal.
Is it?
Right, so I've got the Man United lineup anyway, because that has come through. So they are playing Bayinda in goal, so not an eye.
There you go. Easy win
The
for
one
Arsenal.
that remember when Spurs played Man United
It
and
cost Man
they
United
said
the game against Spurs.
where Forster and him were like the worst goalkeeping displays ever. It was like who performs worse.
No, I don't remember that, but that sounds interesting.
Mazurai, so obviously they've gone with the first choice there. De Ligt, Maguire, Martinez, Fernandez, Højlund, Garnacho, Dallo, Ugarte and Mainu. So you would say that Man United are pretty much first teamer. Have you got the Arsenal?
Man
No, not
United
yet.
playing their first team. There you go, easy win for Arsenal.
I'll have to try a couple of different groups.
Twitter.
This roll team news soon.
Arsenal news.
Twitter.
Oh, there we go. Starting. You don't make it. Arsenal don't post it very conveniently on their Twitter. There we go. Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Lewis Skelly, Jorginho, Mourinho, Odegaard, Martinelli, Jesus, and Havertz.
Jesus.
So you're probably looking the fact that both teams are taking the game seriously, although he's got a
How
few.
can you look at that fucking Arsenal lineup and tell me with a straight face that Arteta's taking that game seriously?
Because he's playing his mates.
You need to be an actor. You can't for a second tell me we're taking this game seriously when we've got Jorginho, we've got Marino, we've got Jesus and Havertz on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I mean, the only player you're really
5 goals
missing
in
is
3
probably Declan Rice.
Oh, it's a good job he's not one of the good ones then. Jesus Christ. This, honestly, how can you look with a straight face and say we're taking that seriously?
I just wish Zinchenko was playing just to see
that
your
that would be
face.
that would be the
amazing.
ultimate, and we don't want
And
to win
Sterling.
this game.
That would have been epic. I think that would have been the best thing we could have had. Say if they took out Odegaard and played Zinchenko, and who else should we take out of the team?
All of them.
All of them.
All of them, apart from Odegaard. And just start again.
Yeah, no Martinelli play Sterling.
That would be
That
the
would
icing on the cake for him.
Yeah, it would.
I feel like me and Jim are going to have a field day for this.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting.
I mean, looking forward to it.
You got to think though, you've still got to be favourites for it.
Is there a
For
favourite
what, the
in
loss?
that game, though?
We're definitely favourites for the loss.
Is there a favourite in that game?
Do you know what there's going to be a favourite? There's going to be a faivourite blunder by the end of that game.
Depends who wants it.
With both those attacks,
Not
it could be
Arteta.
0-0 at the end of extra time.
I can't see us winning. Like, and even if we go through, what's the point? Because Arteta just doesn't know what he's doing with knockout football.
Well, you never know. You might be...
8 points clear and lose it again.
Or you might just, be happy that you're progressing under Arteta and you finish second again. And that's it from the
I'm
season.
not sure you can
should
say you're
personally
progressing
be happy
when you are...
for once.
Like, this is 2 years ago, right? We were in a better position 2 years ago than we are now. We were in a better position last year than we are now, and we were in a worse position last year than the year before. So we're actually slowly getting worse with Arteta and friends, and what we need to do.
Arteta and friends.
It's basically, it's like the new version of Thomas the Tank
thing
Engine.
is, though,
He just invites all his mates in.
this is your best
Come on, Thomas,
chance.
we'll all make you feel better. Arteta, you're a great manager, but we're going to lose in the semi-final against Newcastle when clearly we should be winning that game. Because guess what? You should have pulled your weight and bought us a striker, and you haven't. Because you wanted your mate Jesus in. Who, by the way, is shit at it.
This is
Then
your
you
best
go and
year.
sign Zinchenko.
Yeah.
There's a reason why City were happy to push Zinchenko out the door. Because he's shit. Then we go and buy Mikel Merino, who's another fellow Spaniard with the same name as the manager.
Yeah.
He's terrible.
I feel like with
And
the
then,
Jesus and Marino money.
the clincher, we go and sign Sterling. Is he even there? He's played, 8 minutes of football? Jesus Christ. We're paying the guy nearly 200 grand a week just because he's mates with Arteta to give him an easy life. I bet he doesn't even need to go to training. It's like, don't worry, mate. I'm never going to play you. I just wanted to make sure you were getting a wage. Honestly, it's just...
I feel like with the
I
Jesus
can't
and Marino
wait.
money, you could have bought someone much, much better. You
Right,
could have,
okay.
couldn't you?
Do you want me to put it into context for you on how bad I think things are at Arsenal right now? Now, you will understand the context of this statement that I'm about to make. I would quite happily, in order to get rid of Arteta, take Xhaka back at Arsenal. That's how bad I think it is right now. I would welcome Xhaka with open arms if it meant Arteta fucked off and did the right thing. Because he's fucking dreadful.
But if you're on about
We are
talking
never,
nowadays, Xhaka, then-
never, ever, ever going to win anything under Arteta.
Think is this year's your best chance to win it?
No. 2 years ago, when we were 8 points clear, was our best chance to win the league. 8 points. Not in August, not in September. At the beginning of March, we were 8 points clear. Sean Dyche would have won the league that year. Graham Potter would have won the league that year. Eddie Howe would have won it. Moyes would have won it. Or Moyes, or whatever the fuck you want to call him.
Going back to what I said at the
Any
start of
other
the
manager
podcast,
would have won the league from that position at that moment in time. Not our assistant. He managed to screw it up, chuck it against the wall, and backboard it straight into the bin. Direct hit. Arteta needs to fuck off.
back to what I
'Cause
said
he's
at the start of the pod.
Don't know what you're on about.
It's
Don't
not
know.
weekly, it's half an hourly.
I just honestly,
I don't think that's a thing. He's made it a thing.
Mate, it just.
He's
I-
lost words. It's that bad.
I can't do it. I can't. It's just fucking hell. Honestly, that's what I'm going to put my bet on. I'm gonna. Other betting
Arteta to
sites
not
are
get sacked
available.
by years.
Other betting sites are available, but I'm going to go on William Hill now, and I'm going to put 20 quid on United to win by 3 or more goals
Oh,
I really want to see
because
that happen.
I genuinely,
Let me see United's attack.
Hoyland, Garnacho, Fernandez.
Yeah. United to win,
And-
but definitely not by 3.
the thing is though,
We've got can't catch a cold Raya, right? Do you know everyone made a big thing out of his save last week when he scrambled back to the line and clawed it off the line? Do you know why that happened? Because the ball was hit directly at him, and he fluffed it, and it went through his hands. That's why he had to scramble back to the line to claw it out. That was his mistake. It wasn't a good shot.
90% of keepers
The
have
guy,
had that mistake.
shit. Anyway, let's talk about something
90%
else.
of
Anyway,
keepers have had that mistake.
Tamworth 0, Tottenham 0 in the 81st minute. You guys are playing well. How do you feel?
Just because you feel like rubbish does not mean you need to bring it down on me. It's got very
I mean,
silent.
the statistics are 81% possession for Tottenham, 6 shots on target, 4 big chances, 14 shots in total.
We're doing an Arsenal.
Tamworth have just had 6 shots, none on target, so
It's happened. North London has joined forces. We're now doing an Arsenal. And I don't mean the teams have joined forces.
yeah.
The shockingness has joined forces.
I'm not even looking forward to the game now. Oh, man. Anyway, I thought Tottenham were going to be 3 or 4
I mean,
up by
it's
now.
like when I watched the Southampton game, it's like it's going to be on BBC Wales, so I've got to put up with the biased commentary.
Yeah, but this is what makes me feel like
I
hate
quite
football
like
fans.
biased commentary, though.
Yeah.
Even when it's against Arsenal.
Yeah.
Because it's the commentators. They're not making the decisions. They're not
Yeah.
affecting the game. I think it's hilarious.
It
I
can
love
be at
listening to, like,
times.
there's a thing called Mix LR, which is like a radio platform.
Yeah.
Like an app, a radio app platform. And Stafford Rangers have got one, Macclesfield have got one. But it's Stafford Rangers fans that host it. And it's Macclesfield FC fans that host it. But I love it. Absolutely love it. I think it's so good that fans can just come out and you can tell they're fans. Because they sound like us. If we were to commentate on an Arsenal game
Yeah.
or a Saints game. Like, and you can tell when a decision's correct and they're going, well, that was wrong. Oh, he should have been sent off for that. And you can tell when it's just brilliant. I absolutely love stuff like that.
So
Biased
is this-
reffing grates on me beyond belief.
Oh
but-
yeah.
Biased commentary, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. I love it.
Yeah, but
and like I
then
say,
again,
even
biased
if
ref affects the game.
I would listen to Arsenal versus Tottenham, listening to the Tottenham fans, because it's all the biased commentary is great.
It's
I honestly I love
entertaining
it.
as
I'm here
hell.
for it.
So, would you take fan zone back?
100%. Did you see some of their reactions in there?
I have
It was
seen some of the
golden.
clips.
Yeah.
Absolutely golden.
I
That
think
stuff
it
was
was
the
so
best.
better to have one fan
didn't
from
listen
each
to that?
team.
Yeah.
Who didn't have that on? You're mental if you weren't listening to them. Who wants to listen to the commentators that know all the stats and all the names and all the correct pronunciation?
It's like having.
I want the two guys there that are half cut and can't pronounce Smith properly.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
It's the Arsenal Tottenham fan zones that were
Oh,
always
they were
always
brilliant.
thrilling.
But you do
Absolutely brilliant.
even having like Neville and Carragher on a Man United
I
Liverpool
love
game
it,
is great.
you
Yeah,
can hear it in them.
You can sense the
You can
bias.
hear it in them. Like when Liverpool won 7-0 and you've got Carragher literally just laughing at him. So I wasn't even commentating anymore. Gone past the point of words, just laughing at him. I'm like, this is what I want.
I mean,
Out of
you
our
do
football.
find that
That's what you live for.
100%.
the
I'm
problem
here
is the Gary Neville can take the losing a lot better than the Carragher's
Well,
can.
obviously, because he's a scouser.
Yeah, I was going to say, because Carrick is a scout.
Carrot is a scouser, so he's going to be worse at, well, everything. Well, unless he's nicking something, he's going to be better at that. But everything else is going to be worse at because he's Liverpool, isn't he? And they are the worst.
Definitely.
This is not going to help Tottenham, you know. If this finishes 0-0 and then you end up with extra time or a replay or any of it, it's not going to go well for you guys.
A replay.
Well, you don't know, do you? It's still 0-0, by the way. And
Every other result,
we're approaching the 86th minute. I mean, obviously, I'm telling you what's happening, but you all know what's happened already because by the time this gets released, it's Tuesday morning.
Far gone.
This will get released on Tuesday morning, and this is happening obviously on Sunday, so you're all going to know the result. But yeah, this is
But just let us have our fun.
this is not going to go well for you guys if it stays like this. You really, really need a goal. Bergvall literally just turned his back on the ball then as well.
I think that was a bad pass and a bad attempt at receiving the pass.
Oh, go on, Tamworth. Go on. Make us happy. That was a really poor cross in then from Tamworth. I shouldn't want Tamworth to win actually because they beat Mac.
Mixed opinions, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, didn't we lose like 4-2 on the day? And Mac, to be fair, we're actually the better team. And we still got beat 4-2.
The result
Crazy.
made it look like a spanking, but it was...
Oh, it's far from it.
Oh,
I mean,
far from.
Tamworth were hugely uncomfortable during that game. Because Mac had the better of it for large parts, to be fair.
But the finishing was clinical.
That first finish.
The finishing
Where
from
it got
Tamworth was
where it got played across the box and Mac's guy just had to get his foot on the ball and missed it. Yeah, that was horrendous.
One job.
So we're going to wait until this game's finished, I think, and then we'll go to break.
It's Werner, don't get you.
Yeah, but if he passes it, he might pass it to someone that is actually capable of doing something. I think he's done him for handball.
What?
That'd be a little bit harsh, I think, if he has been done for
A
handball.
little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. It won't be completely harsh. It'll just be a little bit harsh.
Just say what you really mean. You thought it was completely fair.
Totally fair, yeah. That's what you get for having a cock on your shirt. It's your own fault.
This is totally why we need fan zone back.
Yeah.
It's exactly right. You know, got a cock on your shirt, you deserve to lose. So, worse than that, it's a cock and ball that they've got on the shirt. Look!
Yeah.
Look, there, he's got it on his chest
There.
there. Proudly sporting a cock and ball on his shirt. Oh, God. Oh, dear me. Shocking. Right, 88th minute. Literally just minutes left, and it's still 0-0. And to be fair, neither one of them look like scoring.
This is what makes me hate football fans, though, because I've seen wild predictions these past 2 days, and I've shown them to you. I've seen 2 8-0s, and I've seen 1 11-0 toward Tottenham. It's 0-0 at the 88th.
This is brilliant.
So fans need to lower their expectations. Not even a bit.
Oh, get up. I mean, this
Oh,
would
Tamworth
be
and-
epic at the first
Oh,
shot.
that
They
was-
ruined it.
It was just the last ball through from Tamworth.
Just
there.
imagine if it happens again.
You two would never let me forget that.
It'd be on video. We'd never have to
This
forget it.
happening on a podcast, you would never, ever let me live this down.
I mean, I wouldn't let you live it down anyway. You're my son. So you literally, until the day I die, you will be hearing about Tamworth beating Tottenham. Unfortunately, you've just got to deal with it. It's it's your own fault for picking a club that's got a cock and ball on its chest, really, isn't it? Sad times, Alice. Sad times.
Oh God, Will Smallbones turned up at fucking ground.
It sounds like you're really happy about
chuffed
that.
about that, yeah.
Oh yeah, great. Does that mean he's playing? Our manager did say he's looking forward, because in Italy and Croatia they say that the FA Cup's a big deal and they watch it and stuff, so he's looking forward to managing his first game in the FA Cup. So I'm hoping he is going to take it seriously, because as the worst team,
I'm sorry, but you
as
can't
the worst
not take
current
it seriously.
team in Premier League history, we really have to take the cup seriously.
You've got no choice but to take it seriously.
You lot need to do a Wigan.
Although, to be fair, Arteta's got no choice but to take it seriously. And I've just seen the lineup. He's not taking it seriously.
Yeah, but that's the team he played in the Premier League, bar
It's
Rice.
true.
So
Again,
I think he is taking it seriously.
I don't think he takes the job seriously. I don't think he's taking the management position seriously.
But yeah, Southampton need to do a Wigan this season.
I think it would be more like doing a Birmingham.
Anything. We need to do anything.
It'd be a
Because,
mix of doing a Wigan and doing a Derby.
well, Wigan won the FA Cup, didn't they?
Yeah, Birmingham won the League Cup and got relegated.
Didn't Wigan get relegated, though?
Yeah, but they didn't win the League Cup.
It'd have
No,
to
they
be
won
a
the
mix
FA
of,
Cup.
Yeah, you're not going to win the FA Cup. You need to take it seriously, but you're not winning it.
Yeah, but we have to win the FA Cup.
Yeah, but why do you think I said Wigan? Bear in mind, these are FA Cup
I know
games.
why you said Wigan. I don't get why he's saying Birmingham. We already got screwed over by the refs when we played Liverpool,
But he's retarded.
Yeah, to be fair,
because it wasn't there.
yeah, you did.
But then again, he's a bit
once.
retarded, so...
That wasn't a great game, really. They've got to be your fans that keeps panning to, because they look miserable. You imagine travelling all the way from... Where do most Tottenham fans live? Scotland. Yeah, all the way from Scotland to Tamworth. Just to watch your team be this poor.
Scotland...
Tottenham fans seem to live in Stafford.
There's loads of them, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's loads of them around here. It's embarrassing. We play with loads on Friday, actually. They turn up.
Yeah.
Bloody pain in the arse. I know, far too many.
I'm hoping
but
the
yeah,
weather's better, because obviously we couldn't play on an all-weather pitch this week.
Oh, yes. Our Friday football got
He never
cancelled
let me live
because
this down.
we were not allowed to play in the current weather conditions on an all-weather pitch. I can't even tell you how disappointed I was that we weren't allowed to play football that Friday.
I
He
really
never shut
needed
up
it.
about it till the moment he went.
I really needed it. I think I'm going to be moaning about that until we play again.
Because it may seem
that
like
looked
I'm
like it hurt.
happy on the podcast, but really I am living through misery at the moment. But, you know, that's for another day. That's for international break, probably.
That's definitely for
Yeah.
international break. I think we'll probably end up going at least a little bit into that.
Yeah. Why I disappeared and stuff like that. Not giving full details, but partial.
Well, how deep you go into it will be totally up to you. I'm
Yeah,
debating on
Enough
what
for you
guests
feel
we're going to have on the
comfortable
next
about
international break, actually. I'm thinking we might try and throw a female in there. Try and get some women's views on stuff.
Women's views on stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you got any?
Have I got any what? Women?
Women.
Like, you realise I'm spoken for, so
I know, yeah.
I've got at least one,
Yeah.
because I live with her. But I don't think she'll come on
Yeah,
the podcast
I
anyway.
was going to say,
Podcast, wouldn't
yeah,
she?
I was thinking more someone that we used to work with. Did you used to work? I think you worked there at the same time. Were you there when Kate was there?
yeah.
Yeah.
All
I was
right.
thinking of asking Kate, see if she wanted to join us.
The way
Yeah.
you didn't say the name and just said someone who you used to work with.
I had a feeling
He
that's
would
who
he would
you
have
were gonna
known straight
say.
away that's what it was.
That's we
Because
were expected.
There would have been no other women that we worked with at the time that we would even want the opinion of on the podcast, to be honest. But yeah, I might have a word with Kate and see if she'll join us for the next international break. That was definitely a foul, by the way. It would have been nice for the Tamworth striker to get through and smash one in the top corner, but
it wasn't stolen by the defence anyway.
Definitely did foul him on his way through.
How much we would love this game to go to penalties.
I'd want this game to go as far as it possibly will. Like, I don't know, 30 all on penalties. That would be good.
That's for you to try and avoid time for the Arsenal game, though, isn't it?
Well, the later I can put off putting that on, the better, really.
Exactly.
Actually, when's that start? It starts in half an hour. I need to put my bets on. So this needs to hurry up and finish so I can get my bets on before the game starts.
You do know you can put the bets on
I was
while
gonna
the game's
say, why
on.
are you refusing to put the bets on?
Yeah, but I like
now?
to put them on before the game starts.
It is before
again,
the game starts.
Like, why does this game have to end before you can put the bet on?
Oh, because I was then going to go to break. I didn't want to sit here putting my bets on while we're actually recording the podcast.
See, that makes more sense.
I'm rude, but I didn't think I was quite that bad. Ray, tell me that's not Chris Ray's son.
It probably is.
Do you reckon it is?
Yeah.
Hello. My 5-year-old's just come in wearing a mum's boots.
We have a guest.
It kind of makes you
Here's
feel
your
like
female guest for the
she's
podcast
got
that you
small
said
feet.
you wanted.
Oh, hello.
Here's your female guest for the podcast.
Do you want headphones? Okay, we'll let you have headphones then.
Oops.
Oh,
Ting.
okay.
That would have hurt. That would have been loud.
But I wanted headphones.
You've got headphones now?
Hey, I heard you, Daddy.
Yeah, you did.
I don't have a mic.
That's. Oh, that was well. Oh, was that a
Me
foul?
and Daddy are sharing mics.
No.
I'm sorry, what?
We're sharing mics.
Oh, we're sharing mics.
So is this it? Is this now like the
What
moment?
football team just
Yeah.
put Daisy?
We've got 15 seconds to
Arsenal.
go, and Tamworth have got a corner.
Oh, come on.
And, it's it! Oh!
Oh my god!
Not a save!
That was a good save.
Oh my
my god!
Save! Come
Oh.
on.
It's a shame he didn't like
I really wish
toe
you just
punch.
put
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be
any
so
harder.
bad.
That was in
That would be so
I think
bad
this is.
then.
Do they have extra time or does it go straight to
extra
penalties?
time
Extra time.
first.
It is extra time. They keep changing the rules on all the competitions now. I'm not sure what's what.
Yeah, it's
I
extra
do
time.
not know what's what.
The thing is, though, this is the point where, because of the whole European extending it,
matter with this Arsenal?
because we
We
said
are-
it before,
I don't know what is
that
happening.
Tamworth would have benefited so much from this going to a replay.
You don't have to rub my back, you know.
And that's why it's now wrong,
Bye.
because they should be able to now go to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium
Yeah,
to do a
I agree.
replay and get their money
I don't have a mic.
that would be quite important to a team like Tamworth.
It'd be massively important. They keep them going for 2 years.
And that's why
even more.
they shouldn't have changed the rules of the FA Cup to favour just the fact that they're in Europe. Because these European teams, as proven by Manchester City, didn't even play the team but would play in Europe. So there's no reason not to have replays.
100%. I totally agree. But
Is this a good time to go into a break? by
the
way?
game is now finished, so we're
Yeah.
going to go
Do
to a
your
break.
bets.
So I can stick some bets on, and you lot can prove how bad you are at penalties
Yeah.
when we come back.
Ivan Toney can do an Ivan Toney.
So
In
we shall be
break
back with
Well, he
you
scored
lovely,
2
lovely
penalties.
people
momentarily.
very shortly. Hello, hello, and welcome back from the break
Here you go, no warning
to part 3.
again. No warning again.
We're about to start recording, boys.
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
So we've
thanks.
just started the extra time between Tamworth and Tottenham. I've got my bets on for the Arsenal game. One of them's
How
Yeah.
nervous do you feel now?
Well, we've got a real team out now. You know, we've got real centre backs, better defence.
they've put all the first team on
I'm
against Tamworth.
I'm not convinced taking off a centre back and bringing on a left back is
Who
or
is
right back.
actually better at centre back than the centre back himself?
So at the moment you have a full back and a defensive midfielder at centre back.
Just to clarify, Spencer's come on for Dragoson, and that's what we'll talk about. But you'll probably know anyway. But
Yeah.
still, I feel like the full back is better than the centre back himself.
And obviously
centre-back
Archie
role.
Gray is a defensive midfielder.
And for some reason, he's quality at centre back.
I mean, I've said it before. I think it's going to do him a world of good.
Where's the kid not able to play?
I mean, it looks as though you are going to beat them now, but it did take you to bring on Kulusevski and Son.
Why'd have been doing this the whole game?
I think they'll
What
win
if
it now, to be
Kulusevski's
honest,
actually been playing the whole time? What if we had a real defence since the start? He looks happy to be there.
I mean, the longer the game goes on, then the more that it plays more into Spurs' hands.
Oh, yeah.
I would say,
say
just
so.
because of the energy required. I mean, all these guys are going to be absolutely knackered for work tomorrow, whereas Spurs are going to get the day off.
And that's a massive difference as well, isn't it?
You know, these are going to be like plumbers, electricians, and builders, and whatever other job.
It's the conversation in the morning for work. Why were you late? I was playing against Spurs and it went into extra time.
Yeah, your boss ain't going to be bothered
Your
about any of
boss is
that.
not going to take slack for that. It's going to be an interesting conversation in the morning.
Oh,
It is all Tottenham, to be fair,
Yeah.
at the minute, but
it has been the whole game.
Yeah. But Tottenham are actually showing that they can do something now they've got the actual team on.
This is where you hope that Tamworth just go up the other end. What a player he is. He's
I mean,
doing well.
he's giving
the
it
number
some, isn't he?
19, whoever.
he's definitely giving it some.
There are some standout Tamworth players this game. There have been some standouts.
Which is surprising because they were shocking against Mac.
I was going to say, because
That was probably
that was
a
a
back
pass back, 100%.
I think that was a back pass, personally, but the refs let him get away with it.
I think
because the one defender left it there, I think the ref has assumed it wasn't a back pass.
Yeah, I think
But
that
I
was a pass back.
really think that should have been rung up, really. I'd have loved him
Yeah.
to have headed that too hard then, straight over the top of his own keeper. That would have been hilarious. But yeah, we're here at 97th minute. 0-0. It is all Tottenham, to be fair, but still 0-0. Still haven't found that breakthrough.
Oh, well done.
It was a shame that Tim wasn't here because, like I say, I did watch a little bit of the Leeds Harrogate
Do you know,
game.
I completely forgot to mention the fact that Tim Roos wasn't with us.
You didn't actually mention who was here.
I didn't at all, did I? I didn't. Yeah, I didn't even
Yeah, part
introduce
3,
us
Tim's
this week.
not here.
Yeah,
You may have noticed.
Yeah, some of
Normally you
them
do your
may have
casual
noticed.
Introductions at the start, but you didn't this time.
No.
I
You
know,
didn't.
yeah,
I
I'm
was
completely way
really
off the pace
confused.
today, aren't I? I tell you what, I've had a rough couple of weeks.
But they had a chance and Harrogate went through and the Leeds player pulled him down. Now, for me, I wasn't convinced it was a penalty, but the commentators were like, if that went to VAR, they'd be overturning
Were you watching
it.
Leeds TV? Is that why the commentators were all for it?
Oh, Leeds have scored.
BBC Red Button. I think it was Stephen Warnock that was commentating on it. I think
Oh,
off
right,
the top
okay.
of my head.
Oh, he's on it.
It all keeps going back to the bias.
Who
I think
actually
that's Spurs.
does the ref watch with Dermot? So it might have just rubbed off on him a bit.
Yeah, I think it might have done.
Wow.
But we got
That's not
foul,
Get off.
all day foul.
All right.
I mean, I wasn't even looking at the TV, but there we go. So we got midweek Premier League games this week as well to look forward to.
I haven't been keeping track. I can't lie.
Have you not? Maybe you should.
I
Who are
feel
you
like I
playing?
should, yeah. step out.
You got Arsenal.
That's this week. I thought
Yeah.
that was next week. I thought
Well,
that
this
was
week
next
coming.
I thought that was next week.
No, that's this coming week.
Jesus.
I'm focused on the cops. This week.
Yeah, so the midweek games we've got Brentford, Man City, which probably Man City are coming back into it, so they could be getting more points. Chelsea, Bournemouth, West Ham, Fulham.
I don't know who's
That's
going to win
new
that
manager.
Chelsea-Bournemouth one, because Chelsea are not exactly at the races
And
at the moment.
Bournemouth are flying a bit.
Bournemouth are decent.
Chelsea and
Um,
Bournemouth have swapped roles insanely.
West Ham, Fulham. That's new manager effect with West Ham.
How was that a foul?
Yeah,
Jesus
that was-
Christ, this ref does not want Tamworth to win.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was ridiculous. Sorry, Jim.
the ref's
Yeah.
a Mac fan.
Yeah, so like I said, new manager effect at West Ham at home as well against Fulham. So Fulham have been doing
The
all
ref's
right.
a Mac fan.
I mean, I'm giving that as a foul there.
What? You're never reffing a game that I'm
Hold on.
involved in.
Hold on, I'm kind of confused what I've just seen there.
He's
You
backtracking
saw
now.
Son run into the Tamworth defender,
Yeah,
throw himself to the floor and get a free kick for it.
I thought it was a foul to Tamworth.
Oh,
That's
No.
why I'm kind of looking more confused now.
Yeah.
It looked like Son fouled him.
Well, it was more of a foul against Tamworth, but Tamworth got the ball.
Oh, what?
It's in. That
There
is
you
the
go.
worst
Yeah,
FA Cup goal you're going to see this year.
That's really
bad.
bad.
And it was unfortunate on their keeper, to be fair.
Yeah.
That was really, really harsh on Tamworth.
Normally you'd see me
That
screaming and
It's
celebrating. but
probably
I'm-
now
I'm
game
just-
over.
Oh,
And what
no,
a
it's
way. I mean, that
definitely
was
game over.
He's offside probably as well.
No VAR, so it doesn't matter. Oh,
No.
it's come off the defender as well. Gutted.
That is just gutted
That
all
is
the way around.
upsetting.
Oh, it wasn't offside.
It's an own
okay.
goal.
It wasn't offside because nobody from Spurs touched the ball.
It probably would have gone in anyway.
It was a cracking defender.
After
goal
all
from the
that, it was
defender,
an own
though, lobbing
goal.
his own
Oh my
keeper.
It's just a
God.
shame.
So, to be fair, it still stands that Spurs can't score against Tamworth. Because Tamworth have just scored against Tamworth.
If that was an attacker, that would have been a really good goal. He's lobbed the keeper cleanly
Yeah, with his knee.
with his knee. Is that it all, lads?
Yeah, that is going to be absolutely gutting for Tamworth, that is.
That's
Absolutely gutting, because that was unfortunate.
I have no words for any of that. I have no words for any
Yeah.
of it at all.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah, so where else? So Forest play Liverpool. So that could be an interesting game in the midweek as well. Then obviously we already brushed past it, but it is the North London derby. Newcastle are home to Wolves. Leicester at home to Palace. Everton versus Villa. And then on Thursday, Ipswich, Brighton. And then Man United, Southampton.
It's been spoken
I'm not looking
about
forward to it.
a lot recently. This Nottingham Forest Liverpool game could say a lot about Nottingham Forest and a possible keeping in the top four and maybe even a possible title.
And then you've got
push.
Villa again.
Yeah.
2 tough games that could
What?
be making your season.
Or
Two
breaking it.
tough games.
I'm going to stick with breaking it.
Tottenham
I've
versus
just
Arsenal, the North London derby this time is going to be really, really interesting because both teams are off it massively.
yeah, they're pretty garbage.
Like this used to be a fixture everybody would look forward to.
Oh yeah.
Probably even foreign fans, but it's dropping. Not because of the fans or the rivalry. The standards of North London are dropping massively.
Yeah, but I think that's the fault of both of the managers. Your manager doesn't know how to defend and refuses to even try.
Yes.
Good. That serves you right, because that's what you did to Mac. Spencer's just like shoulder bars there, go straight into the hoardings.
Oh,
But then they did that to our left back, so Sodom, they deserved it.
And he still didn't get sent off, I don't think, did he?
No, he should have done that, because that was awful.
Oh, yeah, he should have been off.
Yeah, I just think the standard of management of both Tottenham and Arsenal is way below par.
It's ridiculous.
And that, for me, is the
Going
problem.
on with North London is
Because
ridiculous.
your guy can't defend, and our guy can't sign anyone that isn't a close friend. And
Or
it's just,
sign an attacker, so we've
it's
got
just not working.
relatively opposite problems. But it all adds together.
I think
to
even
make it very
Solanke
shocking.
would have done quite well at Arsenal. I don't think he's a title-winning striker by any stretch of the imagination, but I definitely think he'd have scored more than most of our players have scored this season.
I think if the rumours are true and you do sign Cunha, you'll win the league next season.
Not with Arteta.
If you sign Cunha,
Not with Arteta.
you'd win the league.
He would find a way. We were 8 points clear. I'm sorry. If you're going to be 8
Without a
points clear and
striker.
still fail.
Without a striker, Cunha is a striker.
Yeah, but we failed because one of our defenders was injured. Because Saliba was out. I just don't think we're going to win. That was on ball. I don't think we're going to win anything at all with Arteta in
Saliba
charge.
is the statement of Arsenal.
And we're pretty much one-man team, which was worked out the other day as well.
You are basically Saliba.
I disagree.
Your club is...
Because when Odegaard was injured, we were awful.
Right, you are two players then. Your whole club relies on two players.
And an awful manager.
I wouldn't go along with the Saliba side of things because
I don't think... I think we could... If Saliba was out and we played, say, Ben White or Urian Timber as a centre-back, I'd be quite comfortable with that.
Yeah.
Be quite comfortable with that. Don't get me wrong, they're not on the same level as Saliba, but I'd still be comfortable that they'd be able to do the job properly.
as long as you still got Gabriel there.
But...
Saliba's the headboard that Gabriel rests on.
Yeah, but I think we could survive without him. But Odegaard
Yeah.
being out is massive.
It's been
Yeah.
proven that you can't do anything without Odegaard.
It
So
just
Odegaard
makes,
for me
it
is
doesn't
head and
make
shoulders
sense
above
why
anyone else at
you
Arsenal.
played Brighton and Odegaard didn't play.
He was on the bench.
Yeah.
Because Arteta didn't know what he's doing. He wanted to give Marino a game. I've got to give him a best bud a game. Just pathetic. And this is why I got all that
He's really
slagging off for saying
enthusiastic.
that he is like a Sunday League manager.
Yeah.
He just plays his mates.
No, you said he is a Sunday League manager. I'll rephrase that.
Half time, extra time, and unfortunately it's Tamworth 0, Spurs 1. Boo.
It is.
We wanted penalties.
It is really
What we'll do is
unfortunate for
we'll
Tamworth.
keep recording to the end of this game, and then we'll call it a day. But we will stay just to see what the Tottenham result is going to be.
These bits kind of like about the slide, right? Yeah. See? Kind of bouncer. So we can use it as a bouncer, hiding that, like.
Very quick interruption.
Yeah, me Little's just coming in for toys for dolls. Okay, that's fine.
I need help carrying it up.
Back in a sec.
Not such a quick interruption.
I'll go
No.
And I'm back. Just like that.
And we resume.
And we're about to kick off the second half in extra time with your very convincing win against Tamworth. Convincing my ass.
Where'd you get convincing from?
Not this game.
Has someone said it to you? Is someone on crack?
You knew boom arm.
Alright.
Because that's not tightening that properly. I've got spares, it's cool.
Just don't fiddle with it.
Is this how he normally is on the podcast?
Yeah, pretty
Been-
much.
He's been really enthusiastic today.
I'm not looking forward to our game, I'll be honest with you.
Is
Yeah.
that what it is? Is it just the dread of the build-up to Arsenal Man United?
It's just a dread of not having a real manager. I just wish we'd got a proper manager.
You'll get an enthusiastic Arsenal fan when Arteta leaves, then, is the baseline of this story.
It's a long time, Ben.
Yeah.
The idea was definitely right. Tamworth are testing you still.
Yeah. We just want that equaliser. Just to make it interesting.
If that was a test...
I mean, it was the right idea. He hasn't executed it very well, but it was the right idea.
Yeah.
£100 million Jack Grealish ended his 1-year goal drought against League 2 Salford. It's like ending a drought in a brothel, mate. Nasty work.
Okay, that's funny.
I just thought I'd read that
There
out.
we
It's like
go.
There
came
we
off.
go, finally.
Can score against Tamworth, and obviously it has to be Kulusevski that does it.
Yeah, it has to be one of your main players that you've
Yeah.
brought on to embarrass the lower leagues outfit.
Mm.
But, you know, that's Spurs for you.
But then again, you've took it way too seriously this time. Arteta's took this way too seriously. He started probably a team better than his first team. Gabriel Jesus up front is going to be lethal.
I don't think Jesus is up front. I think Jesus is on the wing and Havertz is up front.
That's going to be lethal, having Jesus on the wing to back up your striker.
Mm.
He's taken it way too seriously, Arteta has. It's disappointing.
I don't think Arteta's taken anything seriously since he started
his,
the bloody job,
first team.
if I'm honest. Yeah, it's
It's so awkward.
well, I think this game's over now.
Yeah.
It has taken extra time in order to get there.
I think they've done really well, Tamworth,
I
to
think
get it
Tamworth
there.
has
Tamworth
been
have held it
outstanding
insanely
today.
well.
And this kind of just goes to show how much it should have been a replay.
I think denying the lower league teams that payout is awful, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just
It's
horrible.
just another way.
Because it could keep them going for years.
It's just another way that the PGMOL, I believe it is, that do this.
No, it's the FA, isn't
No,
it, that
the
make the
FA.
choices.
So
Yeah.
the FA. It's another way that the FA are robbing the lower league clubs of what they deserve. Something we're going to
It's
have
not like
to get used to.
Klopp's there anymore going, we play too many games.
No, but it's Slot complaining about anything he can find, and it's Arteta complaining about match balls.
Yeah, but Arteta's just embarrassing at the minute. He's embarrassing himself and everyone included in football if
North London is embarrassing.
he's
right
moaning
now.
about the balls that they're using.
North London is embarrassing right now if we're talking about football levels. And I sound really slurry.
He's still drunk from yesterday, so I
Yeah.
suppose.
It's just a shame that they have to go home disappointed.
Well, it's not like they've travelled far
on
because
both
they're at home.
teams'
But,
behalves.
it is quite sad because they've put so much into it and they don't even get their day out in
No.
London, which is the worst part of it.
Because there'd be a lot of people going to that.
Well, I reckon even the Tamworth lads would be up for that.
Oh,
Tamworth lads
if you
would be
give these,
thrilled for a day out
if you'd
to
have given
Tottenham
these
Hotspur
Tamworth lads the
Stadium on that
option of
pitch.
playing it here or at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, then they'd have chosen, the toilet. They wouldn't have picked to play it here.
Yeah.
And now they've earned the right, in my opinion, by finishing 0-0 to then play the game there, and they're still not going to be allowed.
I think
Did the whole game go to
Doncaster.
penalties?
Yeah, I think Doncaster. Have won it. 1, 2.
Yeah, Doncaster have won it 5-4
yeah,
on pens.
5-4 on penalties. So yeah.
Doncaster have beaten Hull. Fair play to them.
Fair, yeah.
Tamworth have scraped a defeat against Tottenham, who have struggled, to be fair, let's be honest. I know it's not been your first team. Like, let's not get it twisted. It's not exactly
Although we are
Tottenham's
looking
first
at
team.
it, and we're probably a good minute behind the actual game. So Tamworth have scored 2. No, they haven't
It
really.
doesn't work anymore. He's used it way too many times.
We wish.
Yeah,
But yeah, we've got
shows
5 minutes, and the
we'll get
Arsenal game
more.
kicks off in 1 minute. So it could be interesting.
Ooh, should we turn on Arsenal
No.
and United for you?
You're only going to miss a United goal or 2 in the first 5 minutes anyway. It's not that.
It's the way he had to cut it off and say no as quick as he could.
Well, this one's done, isn't it? Tamworth aren't coming back. but
Absolutely.
They've put up a bloody good fight. They've been so good. And fair play to them. They've earned all the plaudits that they're going to get from this game. Because they have played really well.
I suppose the good news from the week as well that Bentancur's okay.
Yeah.
What looked quite nasty.
Yeah,
It looked
Jesus,
rough
that
for
looks
Bentancur,
horrendous.
though.
I'd like Tamworth to score now. Actually, that'd be nice. So, good save though. Fair
Yeah.
play to him. Yeah, that looks horrendous when he went down. It's
Yeah.
one of them where you think, oh, he's in trouble.
He's done for.
He's in
for-
real
It was
trouble.
like
yeah.
what? It just kind of didn't really make any sense how it happened either.
No, but then how
No, he
many
just
are
kinda
like that?
dropped on his
That they
jaw.
just sort of fall and you
Yeah.
think, oh, this
Well,
could
it was
be,
just before.
this could be
Jaw
serious.
The
was in
thing, it
positions
was
shouldn't
like-
have been.
It was like, has he had a stroke or something before, and he's
Yeah, yeah.
then gone to play
Yeah,
on?
this is
But he said it was nothing, and it's just concussion. So
well, it's a good thing that it's nothing serious because nobody wants to see any footballer go down like that and it be serious. So
no,
at least he's going to be okay. We can all sort of rest easier about that. But
But then again, there's been enough scares to have reason for concern, like Christian Eriksen in the
there's
Euros
been
as an
loads.
example.
There's been
So
loads.
it's
You've got is it Locklear or something from
yeah,
Luton?
Tom
He's gone down
Lockyer
twice.
yeah,
Yeah, you've definitely
Um,
got reason for concern when they go down without being challenged.
And these things happen a lot. And usually when they go down like that, it is bloody serious, and you do worry about it. You do think like, this is pretty bad. But luckily, he's going to be all right. Bit of concussion that just messed him about for the day. That's certainly better than it being anything major.
Oh,
I mean, Tamworth are still putting their feet up, but they're still giving it some. So fair play to them.
and then they've just given it away.
They're trying
Cheaply.
bloody hard, aren't they?
It is good to see Son looking like Son again, because when have you actually seen him take his man on in this long?
I don't really watch enough of Tottenham to know
no.
whether he's changed or not, to be honest.
Well, I can confirm that he definitely doesn't like to take his man on much anymore.
Get bloody hell.
Wow.
Has he just dived for a penalty?
It was a bit
I
more
missed
than a
that.
dive. A dive's a bit of a weak word.
I think he realised that was a bit pathetic.
I think somebody's got scored the goal.
Has he just embarrassed himself, has he? Is that what you're telling me?
Big time.
I think so, yeah. So I don't know if he's embarrassed.
Basically, there was enough power on his face like that,
I don't
and
know if
he
it's-
jumped. Quite literally jumped up
then the-
and leaped onto the floor.
I mean, they're still going for it, Tamworth.
It's what you do love
They
to
are.
see, seeing the
I like the fact that they
non-league
haven't given up. The
clubs.
2-0 down. There's only like 4 and a bit minutes to go.
And they're still giving it a go.
They're still throwing themselves at it. Like, you've got to give them huge credit for what
It's
they're
what
doing.
you love to see, the non-league
Yeah, I mean,
clubs
they've done
just-
really well to get this far.
non-league clubs throwing their passion on the pitch
Fair play to
for
them.
everything they can do.
Because a lot of teams would have given up by now. They're like, well, 2-0, game's over. There's not a lot we can do.
At least he actually picked the game for TV, though, as well.
Yeah.
Because there's so many times where the TV for the FA Cup, they always pick, like, Man United.
Yeah, they'll just pick
Guarantee, no matter who they play, it's like...
Well, they have
oh,
done.
we've got
BBC
to-
One, United, Arsenal.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, to be fair, United, Arsenal, which is probably why.
Which you would pick that.
That's a given, but seeing like clubs like Tamworth being televised and on TV, getting the fame they need.
Yeah.
Because this is what you'd regularly see on a football.
I'd rather
podcast.
see all the lower league teams in this sort of stage of the FA Cup. I'd rather see all of them on telly
Yeah.
than see the Premier League. I can see a Premier League team play on telly every week. So why would you not want to see some of the lower league teams that don't get that TV revenue? Like, help them out a bit. I get that they think it's more attractive if United Arsenal play than, say, Tamworth Macclesfield.
I mean, is Ange going to be disappointed by this result?
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially the
Yes.
first one.
Yes.
And is
Yes.
it because of the players that are out there?
I think because of the players he's had to put out and the fact that it's gone to extra time, he's going to be mortified. And so he should be.
These are still quote unquote Premier
Yeah.
League standard players, or they're supposed to be.
I mean,
The way he stood there made me
3-0
think he
Tottenham is
missed.
very flattering, isn't it?
Very, very flat. But what did we say? Towards the end of the game, the fitness levels are going to be massive.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
basically has been it hasn't even been ability that's the difference between the two
Yeah.
clubs. It's just the fitness levels of Tamworth have
Yeah.
dropped, obviously. And Tottenham have just got that extra little bit to take them over this kind of, 120-minute mark. But yeah, it's very, very, very flattering
I think-
for Tottenham.
If you see the way Brennan Johnson just stands there after he
I
scored,
think that was more
you'll
relief than
notice-
anything else.
You'll notice that.
Genuinely.
So he's
think
going to
that's
be
more
looking
relief.
at that thinking, you know what, the build-up to this game, very poor. He's going to be very disappointed by the effort that goes in. I mean, the ratings that they give him. I mean, Fotmov rating. So it's like the keeper 7.5, Kinski, Porro 8.4,
Deserved.
Dragusin 7, Archie
Not
Gray
deserved.
7.1, Regulion 7.9, Maddison 8.1, Bazuma 8.5, Sarr 7.2, Johnson 7.9, Werner 7, and Moore 7.1.
Werner on a 7.
Son 7.2, Kuleveski 7.2, Spence 6.8, Solanke 5.9, and
They've had
Bergval
20 minutes.
and Bergval 6.8. It's like sometimes I'm like, do they actually watch the game and stuff like that?
No.
'Cause-
Throw darts at a board and whatever number it lands on is the rating they get.
Could you think to yourself, they've been playing a long time and Tottenham should have done a hell of a lot better than they did with the team that they put out? Oh, Palace are beating Stockport County 1-0. Eze.
That's what Tottenham should have been like. I mean, we're saying this. You have to give credit to Tamworth because they have played very, very well. They've put everything into it.
Tamworth have thrown themselves.
And they've really,
On
really,
the
really
line.
given it everything. And you can't deny that.
Look,
But,
they've got the player of the match even.
but
Hayden Hollis. for
I mean,
Tamworth.
Newcastle would put their team out Bromley. So I'll go through Newcastle's team. Dubravka, Trippier, Shaw, Kelly, Target, Miley, Longstaff, Joe Linton, Almiron, Usula and Harvey Barnes.
There you go.
So they're still,
See
you
what we've
know,
done.
a few fringe players, but they're still taking it.
So
Bromley have scored.
against.
Newcastle.
Wow.
While I've
really-
just done that, it's just come through. I've said that their
Well,
starting lineup's
Yeah,
gone
Jim,
through.
Let's just say
That was thingy.
that Bromley are better than Arsenal then, because we couldn't score against them.
Yeah. So Congreve has scored for them, which is their left mid.
Jesus.
Can't see a lot else about it because
Yeah, Arsenal couldn't score against
it's
Newcastle.
coming through.
because
It
we
was
got
just the
beat
fact
2-0.
I was looking at the lineup and thought, hold on, it's just flipped. Wow.
On that depressing note, I think what we're going to do is we're going to call it this week. Thank you very, very, very much for joining us. We should be back to normal next week. Back in the gym and recording with myself, Jim Jam, and Tin Ribs.
Yeah.
And hopefully it'll be a bit better because it won't
Wishing
be a
him a
FA Cup week.
speedy recovery from illness.
I hope he's better by Saturday. So yeah, we hope he's better by Saturday. So get better, Tin. I'm not going to have the soon, but get better, Tin. And we'll see you next week.
Yeah, just at some point sort yourself out.
Thank you very much for joining us, and we shall see you beautiful people next week.